It's been nearly 1 year since a Waterbury man set fire to a house to escape after he says his stepmother held him captive for more than 20 years. The case had eyes from across the country on Waterbury, shocked, intrigued, and heartbroken by what unfolded in front of them. It also had thousands of people ask, how in the world could this happen? Fox 61's Stephen Reel spoke with Waterbury leaders about what they witnessed 1 year ago and their role to help make sure something like this doesn't happen again.
I sat down with State Republican Representative Joe Paletta and Leslie Zupkis and Waterbury Mayor Democrat Paul Pernaruski to hear their perspective on what happened and hold them accountable with their plans for the future. What was your reaction to when the news first came out about this case?
I don't know how else to put it. It was just a horrific story. And to think that there was someone on a street that I would have gone by lots of times over the 20 years or so that was locked in there and being treated that way was just an awful realization.
It's horrible. You can't even fathom that somebody would do that to their child.
How could this happen? There were warning signs. Why those red flags were ignored is still up in the air. We still don't have those answers.
There are people who look at lawmakers like yourself, who look at leaders like yourself, and ask the question, how could this happen under your watch? What would you want to say to them?
Well, it has nothing to do with us. Again, it's a sick individual, and so I think our responsibility is to get as much of the information as we can and try to do the best we can to prevent it from ever happening.
The ball was dropped somewhere. There were reports that the individual was eating out of a trash can. There were reports that several individuals reported his physical appearance. And ultimately, when his mother took him out of school, he never returned. So my biggest question that remains unanswered is, where is the documentation?
We're slowly understanding how it happened. We're going to learn more when this case ultimately goes to trial, if it does, and there'll be evidence back and forth. But these are just things that happen. We live in a society in which, as much as we think otherwise right now, we don't have Big Brother watching all of the time.
These kind of things happen. That kind of feels like a little bit of a kind of brush off of everything.
You want to protect everyone, you want to protect children, but you can't be, I don't think it's possible for anyone to be everywhere 24/7. I mean, bad things do happen in the world. That is unfortunately a fact of our society. For the most part, the society is designed to operate under the assumption that parents and caregivers are looking out for their children. So these are anomalies when you find a parent, or the father in this case, or a stepmother, who really don't have the best interest of the children at heart.
That documentation does not exist, and that's where I think we should focus our energy as legislators on getting better documentation, especially when there is an initial complaint.
From what lawmakers told me, there are two camps with how people want to address what happened, whether that's reform how Connecticut regulates homeschooling versus how the Department of Children and Families operates. In the studio, Stephen Reels, Fox 61.
Thank you, Stephen. And Tuesday marks 1 year since the fire that launched this case into the spotlight. So we are revisiting the case and the people involved. You can watch more of Stephen's interview with lawmakers during our special Waterbury captivity case 1 year later. We're also taking a look at if recovery is possible for victims in these cases and what laws experts say need to be put into place to protect children. You can catch it on Tuesday, February 17th at 7:30 p.m. on Fox 61+.